How we doing? We're back for another live unboxing. If you like the video, feel free to share it out, give it a like, that whole thing. But without further ado, it's the GoodStriker. I love him. I'm really excited to get him. Finally make a robot out of my VS vehicles. I went with the Lupin Ranger badge. Got my GoodStriker from Image Anime, like most of the toys this year. They're doing a promotion there. I believe you have to get one of the sets of GoodStriker. I qualified because I bought a billion things from them. Hey Dennis, thanks for joining. I really like the badges, especially because they make sounds, so we're going to try them out. Hey Mario. I don't know how I'm going to get the other badge, probably online, maybe Mandarak, hey, we'll see. Oh, okay. There we go. Ooh. Let's try it again. There we go. That's pretty cool. Okay. The badge is not too big. It doesn't take up too much space. Gives you an extra sound on the blaster. That's pretty cool. Now we go right to this guy. Let's see if I can set this up so I can see. Yep, that's fine. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Any questions? Lupin Ranger, Pata Ranger based? I'm trying to answer. If I can. Good thing about GoodStriker, best thing probably, is he doesn't require batteries. Oh, I loved episode 4. I'm glad that there finally is a Pata Ranger episode, so people can stop complaining that Lupin Ranger was getting all of the attention, even though, of course, you're going to give most of the attention, at least up front, to the thieves. They're the unpredictable element. The cops, you know how they're going to react to stuff, so. Okay, the GoodStriker comes kind of like this. Not too big of a box. He's a big guy, though. Which is nice. Yeah, next episode is going to be a lot of red on red. Ooh, I like him. A lot of nice detailing. Pretty solid. Hey, Super Samurai. Okay. That's pretty dang cool. Let's see what they tell me here. Got so many boxes on my desk right now from the Mini-Pla, the Super Mini-Pla, Daizujin. Okay. Has a reset button. I'm not sure why. Hi, Asterix. Reset button. Oh, I think this works like a V-Pet, interestingly enough. So if the battery dies, you have to actually replace the battery and then reset it. That's weird. Okay, pretty simple. So this is trigger machine mode. Remove these. Need to clean my room. Pretty cool. Let's switch it to dial fighter mode. So nose flips out like that. I think you just flip the wings down. Yep. And the flip wings actually change the buttons right there, for lack of a better term. That's cool. So you, in trigger machine mode, you can control all the Pata Ranger sounds with the trigger, and then in dial fighter mode, you control all the sounds with the dial. So pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let's try him with the blaster. This is fun.
GoodStriker! Action! Strike!
That's really cool. He's heavy on the gun though, so you might want to hold it actually how like they fire it in the show, actually bracing him. The paint details on him are really, really nice. I guess those probably are stickers, but they're really, really nice. The detailing is great. I love the coloring, the black, the white, the orange, the little spots of blue. Okay. Not sure if he's saying pick a game or pick a team. Oh yeah, he's pretty big. It's cool. Okay. Okay, and we'll try him in trigger machine mode. Gotta love the meme horn. Okay. Flipping him back and forth is pretty basic, it seems. There's no like locks or anything so far. Oh yeah. I probably didn't press the dial in his Lupin Ranger mode, but he would say 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, rather. Okay. Very cool. He's a keeper. Okay. The gun has served its purpose for tonight. Now we're going to work on the combinations. Do we want to see Pato Kaiser or Lupin Kaiser first? I will wait. It's pretty sizable. Say Lupin Kaiser. Ooh, we have Lupin Kaiser, Pato Kaiser, Lupin Kaiser, Pato Kaiser. I love this show. Lupin Kaiser first. Which is good because I'm actually going to leave him as Pato Kaiser. I like the dial machines. Dial machines. I put those together. I like the dial fighters kind of as they are. Even though I really like Lupin Kaiser. So I'm probably going to leave it as Pato Kaiser. Also, the way that I have the figure set up, the SH Lupin Ranger figures are kind of wide because of the capes. So it would look a little bit weird with them posing with the robot. But I think, well, we'll see when we're done. Okay, I need my handy dandy Japanese instructions to make sure that I don't break anything. So, Gatai for both of them is the same. Fold up the wings. Split them apart. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. I should, but I don't have the setup for that. Maybe in the future. Okay, so pretty much the transformation, you start from trigger machine mode. Okay. Split apart. His face, it's gotta hurt. These with joints. Okay. Ah, okay. Try that again. Okay, I just did something you shouldn't really do. The buttons to slide down his legs are his little window things. Even though you can technically slide them down by forcing it open, which I just did like an idiot. But I wouldn't recommend it. So there he is, and then I guess is there a latch to swing that down? I get so flustered with new toys. Koho zu no ichi made henkei shimasu. No, I guess not. That's fairly simple. And then we flip the little arm joint up. I did. I don't see any hidden connectors. What I was looking at online, I think just kind of was a trick of the light. Honestly, I'm actually expecting this guy to become a cannon for future combinations. Because that would be easy. He's already kind of a cannon. Yeah, I don't see... I mean, they could maybe get away with stacking stuff on top of him. He's actually pretty solid. He looked, in the initial toy photos, he looked kind of gangly. And his legs still do. But he's pretty stout, actually. Okay, let's... I don't know if we can do this. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just show you guys. I need a better setup. I think he'll be a cannon. Because we have the spoiler alert, we have the two other things coming. One for each team. So I feel like cannon for him and like the arms of a bigger robot would make sense. Or maybe they could just park him on a carrier. There's options. There's definitely options. This is interesting though. These little bits on his feet. Now, they could just be decoration, but they seem kind of unnecessary if they're just decoration. Maybe they, like, groove into something. I'm not saying that they're joints or anything, but they definitely could peg onto something. Remember, we still got movie mechas and all that, so. What does it want me to do first? Okay, for Lupin Kaiser, I'm just going to keep this here. Okay, so for Lupin Kaiser, we pull these guys down, which I really, really like. It gives them that nice red on black look, which is really, really cool looking. Okay. We just have to... unlock our dials. Okay. Okay, that's pretty simple. She goes on there pretty neatly. No muss, no fuss. I may change my mind on which one I'm going to be keeping them as this time. I really like the arm segmentation for the dial fighters when they combine. Gives it kind of a cool look. Okay. You put the wings about halfway down, which is strange, but looks cool. And let me flip them here. Okay. There we go. I like that a lot. Just the red, the black, and the yellow, and the blue, it's got a nice color breakup. Yeah, definitely. I mean, what mecha do you know that can do that? Yeah. I mean, honestly, they might have just sacrificed a future combination using this as a core for the sake of having him be so, you know, diversive. Is that a word? Okay. And the head. And he'll form the head. Yeah. I mean, it's simple. It's not too complex. But it's definitely satisfying. Oh, I should put those up. Nice. Hey, Shane. Oh yeah, he's a cool one. Let's see. So no sounds in robot mode? Is that the case? I guess no sounds. Unless they're... Yeah. Oh, there we go. There's sounds, but there's not sounds when they're standing in the robot itself. It looks like it's... I probably missed something with the actual GoodStriker, because I've heard the Gottime sounds. Lupin Kaiser's pretty nice. Head's a little bit uneven there. That's better. That would be pretty cool. We cannot, but that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I like him. He's definitely cool. No, it says in the directions they're supposed to be kept at an angle. I could be wrong about that. Let's check the box. They look angular to me. I mean, you can put them down all the way, so they probably are. But I like that look. Yeah, very cool. Okay. Let's do Pato Kaiser. Should be easy. What's weird is the red only like rests the front half on it because it has the arm joint. So yeah, but if you're the kind of person who wants to display the same toy twice, you're probably used to paying more anyway. Right? It's not any different than, say, needing to buy extra Voyagers to display Q Reno, or to have, you know, enough arms to go around for the robots. It's not that ridiculous. Make sure these put away. But I get what you're saying. This is true, but to be fair, those are the only times when I'm calm. Okay, back up there. So yeah, I like the entire mecha line so far. Ooh. I don't like that. Okay. Some weirdness trying to disconnect them. I gotta say, I love Blue Dial Fighter, but he's very I don't know. Just the design is a little bit too lanky for me, I guess. I love him. Just when you're trying to do stuff with him, it's a little awkward. I think it's also the segmentation, so. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give you some sort of bang for your buck if you get two of them. I'm probably not going to buy another one because I don't really see the point. Especially since you can just kind of keep him as is. Come on. Okay, one thing I've noticed so far that I don't like is getting the arms off of GoodStriker. Just because of the way that his wings are designed. But, little complaints. And I'm sure I'll get used to it. Okay, let's see if there's a sound effect for the... If you hold it, you get the... There we go. There we go. That's strange. You have to hold it down a second time. I gotta look at the instructions. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that I didn't activate yet, so... Here we go, a little green. I do like, by the way, that the Robos sort of switch arms. Hi, Epicure. So, like, green is in the yellow spot and pink is in the blue spot, which is cool because their characters are sort of intermingling that way. Okay. That's nice. No, yeah, I'm haggard from work, so. Okay, so the sounds work. You actually have to hold it to switch it into Lupin Kaiser and Pater Kaiser mode on the sound keys. Yes, Keiichiro likes his food. I don't blame him. Yeah, so you hold down the trigger and actually switch it into the mode that you want to use. Oh boy. Yeah, I think Crane Joe had one of those made up to kind of get the different sounds. I don't like messing with my toys like that. I let other people do it. go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might leave him as Pato Kaiser, at least for right now. Yeah. Oh, and legs have to come back up. I mean, I like to be ahead of all the information because I have to collect the whole line and also have to put up rumors and stuff. So hacking the changer, or at least finding the hacks for the changer, is something that I have to do. I did it for, I've done it for a couple of years now. It sort of sucks because you kind of take out the surprise of the whole thing, but at the same time, I kind of need the surprise taken out. I need to, decide which rumors are worth posting and also how much money I'm going to have to spend for the year. The amount of VS vehicles in the changer, it is spoilers, but oh yeah, I moved Lupin Kaiser's arms about. No, yeah, it's a spoiler, but that's why I don't try and talk about them unless people want me to talk about them. Ugh. No good. There we go. Okay, so the steps for getting the different sounds, you have to hold down. There's a bunch of suspicious people on the show. I'm least suspicious of Goody, but I'm definitely suspicious of Kokore. Yeah, I like me some Pato Kaiser. That's for sure. They're both really cool robots. I don't know if I have a favorite, but this one feels... I guess it's because it's a more classic look to it, I guess. Go 10 years after. I don't know what's going on with that. The actors have been posting stuff, that they've been filming stuff. It looks like they're filming together. I don't know that it's for a Go Onger 10 years after, or if maybe they're going to show up in the new Space Squad as like a cameo. I don't see Toei putting out another V Cinema of another 10 years after. Even though it would sell probably. I mean, people are fans of Go Onger, myself included. But I don't see it as its own movie. I would rather them kind of maybe cameo either in the show or as a part of the Space Squad movie. As for the green paint, the paint dial fighter, the repaint of the light version of red, that is a exclusive that comes with the first MOOC, the magazine book for Lupin Ranger Pato Ranger. And then at the same time, just about, we get an exclusive with Terabikun, which is a burning, quote-unquote, version of Red Dial Fighter in light scale. So they're not going to be giving away mecha scale toys. It's all going to be in the light class for these giveaways. But they are sounds that were leaked from the changer. So it's good to know that at least a good number of the sounds are going to be coming out. As for the VS changer and all the Lupin Ranger Pato Ranger tech, it was an official documentation, like when the show was being first talked about. Maybe first Terabikun TV Mag said it. All the tech is repurposed Lupin collection items. So the Rangers get the Lupin collection, and then it gets repurposed into the tech. So the VS changers are not what they originally were. They were something else at some point. So were the VS vehicles. I'm not sure we're going to ever know what that was, but they were repurposed. Nice. Yeah, I need to get the Pato Ranger one just so that I have all the sounds. But he's pretty cool. I mean, he's light. He reminds me a little bit of... The feeling I get from him is a little bit Galaxy Mega, Astro Megazord. Just because the main part of the robot, and like a good chunk of it, is transformed from one mech. And then they kind of decorate him in the different modes. Why does Hilltop have any of the technology? Remember, pretty much all of this technology is Lupin Ranger technology. Yeah, the VS emblems are really cool. And they're pretty size appropriate for what the costumes are. I mean, that looks pretty... Might not go out in public like that, but it's pretty cool that you can kind of clip it onto your clothes. Plus, it's shiny. Who doesn't like shiny stuff? I mean, that's a good theory. I would say Kogure is definitely suspicious, but I think he's definitely working for a descendant of Lupin. What that descendant wants is another story, and whether or not Kogure is working for him under his own volition, or if there's something more there. I mean, he reminds me of sort of a Black Butler situation. The emblems, you would have to get a GoodStriker, or you have to buy them by themselves. So I got this for buying GoodStriker and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you, I think most online stores are doing the promotion where if you buy a GoodStriker set, you get one of these. I'm not sure if everybody's doing them where if you just buy GoodStriker by itself. Technically, that's supposed to be the promotion. One GoodStriker equals one of these. This next month, instead of the emblems, is going to be the Hammer Dial Fighter. So next month, any mecha purchase at all, any VS vehicle purchase, gets you the bonus Hammer Dial Fighter for your mecha. So it's another weapon, which is kind of cool. The Paint Dial Fighter that comes with the Mook doesn't seem to transform. It's just a repaint of the red light, so it's pretty much only for people trying to get all the sounds. But it's small. It's, you know, it can fit pretty easily, I think, into anybody's collection. It's going to be no bigger than... I would say the emblems themselves are probably mini vehicle sized. So this is probably the size of a light vehicle. Hey, Frozen. Pato Kaiser says hi to you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm waffling back and forth which is better, Pato Kaiser or Lupin Kaiser, but I really like the silhouette this gives off. It's the shoulders, I think. Yeah, Kogure could just be weird. He could just be a weird butler that's on their side. He doesn't have to be evil. I think he's probably just weird, and he's working for the Lupin descendant. I could buy the theory that Kogure is GoodStriker. Even though GoodStriker seemed terrified when they mentioned his name. You missed the unboxing, but Pato Kaiser can always say hi to you. Yeah, you can rewatch it. It'll be up on YouTube. Yeah, he's a good toy. That's true, he's never eating. I would say he's either... I mean, Kogure, I don't think is human. I think that's probably very true. I don't see him being human. No, I didn't get two GoodStrikers. I'm insane, but I'm not that insane. Hey, Zio, what's up? I know Zio wants me to keep this on display, so I might have to. I will only get two GoodStrikers if, by the end of the show, it's necessary to have space. If I can display everything without needing to put Lupin Kaiser and Pato Kaiser next to each other, then I will. Or if I need to buy another one to get this other badge. But if I do that from Image Anime, they're going to make me buy another entire set, and I don't need extra VS vehicles, that's for sure. I don't need extra anything with all the stuff in my room. But I'm very happy with this. Do I play with my toys a lot? No, I don't play with them a lot. You could probably find the badges on eBay eventually. I mean, that's what I'm probably going to do for the Potso Ranger badge. Do I play? I mean, every once in a while I'll take out my toys just to kind of flex them, as it were. Yeah, so the promotion is one GoodStriker set equals badge. They let me choose, but it's only one. They let me get away with not buying a set because I had bought everything from them. I'm having like hiccups or something. I'm sorry, guys. Drink of water. So yeah, one set of GoodStriker equals either a Lupin Ranger badge or a Potso Ranger badge. Some places might give it to you for just buying the GoodStriker. I know CS Toys is doing the promotion. Image Anime is doing the promotion. I'm not sure if anywhere else. HLJ is probably going to do it. It depends. CS Toys has sort of varying ways of following the instructions on the promotion. It's really up to the store what they do with them, if they follow the instructions or not. They can't sell them necessarily until way down the line, until the promotion's over, and then I think they can start selling them individually without getting in trouble. At least that's what happened with the Q-Tama last year. But that's it, guys. My room is a mess of just toys. This guy was a pain in the neck to put together. Oh, man. Cool as all get out, but a pain in the neck to put together. Him, not so much. Him, just fun. Him, pain. Don't want to scratch myself. Oh, man, I gotta get Live Robo. But here's the problem. I'm having so many sticker problems with this guy. Yeah, I need the live one. I don't know if I'm gonna pre-order them, but I'll get them. I actually got him from Image Anime, too. I went in to see if, you know, on the off chance that last week of GoodStriker was in. Sometimes you get things in early, and I saw them sitting there. It was 60, I think, for Daizujin and 50 for Dragon Caesar. And I had just gotten tax money back. I bought pretty much everything from quarter 1 and quarter 2 of Lupato, and I've paid all my bills. So I said, why not? Model kit. Give me something to do for the weekend. And it was fun putting it together. But I hate stickers with a passion. And I blame Bandai America for that. But, yeah, you got to put the stickers on. You don't have to put the stickers on. I mean, if you're good at painting, you could paint them. You could paint, you know, match the colors, paint it. I've never done that for a model kit. I'm like light Gundam model kit guy. So I had to put the stickers on or else it would have looked weird. You don't have to. You could leave the stickers off. I've been recommended to get like glue and stuff. If Live Robo and Boxer already have the stickers on, it's going to be amazing. Well, yeah, but this is Super Mini Plateau. Yeah, it's Super Mini Plateau. Great boxes. I'm not sure. I hope they don't have this. They don't have stickers. I hope I could just, you know, I'm mumbling. A lot of it is not stickers. A lot of it is like really cool putting together different parts. No, I did not get. I can't do legacy figures anymore, unless they're like super cheap. I just can't. And the Zeo girls to me look really bad. And also, I don't want to go into a GameStop. I'll see. Maybe the next time I have to pick up a Pokemon code, if I'm in there, I'll pre-order them. But $20 for... Where's $25 from GameStop? It's not worth it. Yeah, GoodStriker is heavy on top of the VS Changer. So if you put him on there, support him with your hand. See, I don't know. 22 for the Legacy figures and the women Legacy figures. And don't take this as a, oh, he sounds really chauvinistic. The Legacy figures that are girls don't stand up. They can't stand up by themselves without falling over. I've tried. I have Ashley, I have Trini, I have Tori, I have Kimberly. None of them stand. It's an action figure. It should stand. And it's not like supremely detailed figure arts, bring arts kind of thing. It's just an action figure, really. It's not, you know, it's slightly more detailed. Live Robo is one of my favorites, too. I've actually been trying to buy the deluxe version of it, but unless I win the lottery, that's probably not going to happen. So having a $50 version that's also pretty cool and that I can put next to a Daisugen is kind of awesome. I'm hoping Hasbro has an alternative, but I'm also not a action figure guy. Like, I buy them, obviously. You can see, you know, I buy a lot of stuff. But I'm not an action figure collector so much as I am a mecha collector. So, this is my jam. But I'll buy the occasional action figure or action figure line if I'm, you know, supporting a line or just really into something. So I'll probably buy whatever action figure line Hasbro comes out with for Beast Morphers just to support the line. And then we're going to have to go from there. You know, I'm running out of space. I had to get a shelf, essentially, for this year. You know, get a new shelf, move stuff to that shelf, and then have my main shelf open for Loop and Pato. So, you know, to get another action figure line is... No, because my Toys R Us is not closing yet. Because it won't die. It doesn't want to die. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I can't put more stuff in. It's just that if I'm going to put more stuff in, it's got to be stuff that I want to put in there, you know? It is good, I guess, for Toys R Us. It's not good for me. I would buy the Legacy figures if I could find them for 10. Even She's Ranger, I would buy for 10. I'm not going to buy them for 20. The Infinity War figures are awesome. I did watch the latest episode of Build. Also awesome and kind of crazy. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to buy the Beast Morphers line, I think, pretty heavily, just to kind of lend my assistance to the sales. And then, you know, I might not keep the toys. I don't need more Go Busters stuff. I have a lot of it. The Golden Power Staff looks awesome. And it plays the song. So that's pretty cool. The Legacy Zeonizer looks good. The sounds kind of seem like crap. Yeah, I want to support the line. I'll get the figures, I might get the mecha. It depends on how much of a difference they are from. I would love to have the money to buy Pacific Rim stuff, but I do not. Super Sentai drains a lot of my money. That's true. They could always come out with an O-Ranger brace. I almost bought the what do you call it? The Aura Changer today from Image Anime because I saw it staring at me. I was like, I want this, but I don't really need it. I would buy the heck out of the Vagos Megazords. That I would. Because then I can make a really nice display with the Go Buster mechs and them. Here's hoping. I would like, what's the name of Enter's mecha? Epsilon? Is it Epsilon? Something Epsilon. Megazord Epsilon, I think is what his personal one is. The one where he has the really epic fight with Hiromu in the data field. Is it Omega? He has Omega at the end of the show. I think he's got something in the beginning of the show. It's like the end of the first arc. Where they like bust in. I think it's Epsilon. I could be wrong. Omega's definitely it. Yeah, okay, good. I think I was going crazy. There's an alpha, beta, gamma. I'm not sure if there's a delta. I assume there is. Then there's epsilon, and then I think they skip all the way to omega. But those would be cool as toys. Especially if you can interact them in the regular mechs, but we'll see. That's right, Messiah has Zeta. Go Busters, man. Good stuff. Alright, guys, any other questions? If they don't use Dark Red Buster, I will be sad. And a little angry. I wouldn't say it's a given, though, because look at the last couple years. I felt like Talon Ranger was a given that he had a name. But we were kind of miffed on that. So, I don't know if it's a given. I feel like they're going to have to use as much Go Busters footage as they possibly can. Just because I don't think they're going to have a lot of money allotted to this season. I just have a feeling that this season's going to be very minimal. But that's almost a good thing. Because Jungle Fury was also very minimal. And I feel like we got a lot of good out of that minimalism. Same for RPM. Right, I mean, there's going to be... I think there's going to be a lot of money spent on original footage of things like that. Yeah, no, I think they'll probably keep similar endgames. So Dark Red Buster is true. Mike Jin is on Hyper RPG in a horror show by Super Samurai. Was that question, is it true Deck Ranger's going to be in Space Squad? Because we don't know if they are yet. Oh, no, it was... you're probably asking, is a Deck Ranger cast member going to be in Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger? Well, to both of those things, Deck Ranger, at least one person has to show up in Space Squad. Because Space Squad is their movie with Gavan. Even though Gavan is the leader. As for a Deck Ranger showing up in Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger, that is the current going rumor. We don't know who it is. But eventually they're gonna... We'll know soon enough, I think. I did hear about Goonja, or at least the rumor. I think it's being blown a little bit out of proportion, as most rumors are. Then again, you know, Q Ranger vs. Space Squad was this rumor that I found that sounded really, really unlikely, and it's true, so... I don't think we watched Mecha reviews pre-Shinkenger, and if we did, it was probably with Bold Matrix. But I'm not sure how big he was on YouTube back then. Yeah, the Goonja thing is interesting. I mean, if it's true, great. I'm more thinking that they're going to show up in Space Squad. Somehow. I mean, the G3 princesses show up in the Gokaiger movie, so... You know. It is night in New York. Good night, Dennis. Thank you for joining. Alright, guys. Let's say... We'll do 5 more minutes. Any last-minute questions, things that you're looking forward to in the current seasons? All that. Lay it on me. Ah, Ibihara. Yeah, we used to get really good photo galleries. Auxiliary Mecha. In reference to what? In reference to Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger? Me too. Let's see. Cyclone and Biker come out on the 24th, so... I should have them on the 26th. I miss his site too. Those are some really good things. I mean, we still get something of that. If you follow 2CH, like the Japanese boards... Would I recommend Lupin Kaiser or Pato Kaiser more? Are you not getting the other VS vehicles, or are you getting all the VS vehicles? Because if you're getting all the VS vehicles, it doesn't really matter. Do I think Grease is going to survive and build? Yes, and also no. If you're getting all the VS vehicles, Bunny, it doesn't matter. It's honestly just 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Third and fourth quarter for Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger. Third quarter, we kind of know what's coming already. Because of the leaks. So that sucks for people who don't want to be spoiled and were spoiled by that. But, you know, fourth quarter, I can't even imagine. Power Rider, thank you for joining. What one do I like more? Right now, Pato Kaiser. Being up close with it, with the toy, it works better. I don't know, the green, pink, and then red kind of melt into the black a little bit better than the Lupin Ranger mechas do. And again, the silhouette kind of reminds me of like older Powerhouse mechas. And I like that. But that's not to say that I don't like Lupin Kaiser. Because I really do. But I would say display-wise, I'm probably going to leave it as Pato Kaiser and have the Lupin, the Dial Fighters out by themselves. But I'll switch back and forth, that kind of thing. I'm sorry, Power Rider, did you ask a question? It floated away when you joined. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry that we're late. We're about to wrap up, so. Did I miss anything? Did I not answer anything? I mean, we could talk third quarter releases, but I don't want to spoil people who don't know about them. Even though we don't know what is actually releasing, we kind of have a good idea of what the third quarter is going to look like, which is strange, to be sure. No images. No images yet. We just know from the Changer leaks. I am caught up on DC television, except for last night's Legends of Tomorrow. I'm going to watch that after this. Lupin Ranger vs. Pato Ranger Belt Buckle. It is not... It hasn't been in quarter 1 and 2. If they're going to release it, it's probably going to be a premium Bandai thing. I would imagine it would come with the Lupin Ranger calling cards. I'm thinking premium shop for that. Scott's episode was great. I loved it. I've loved every episode so far. I think episode 4 was a little bit more... I wouldn't call it a filler. It was very character oriented, which is good. I don't know if Sentai Buckles have ever done well, honestly. You know, Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger isn't really a collectible heavy season. It's going to have a lot of VSVs, but they're more mecha, and a lot of them are going to be tied into peripheral items like magazines or the Gachapon candy toys. It's slightly different than the Q-Tama, even though the releases are similar. Yeah, we know a little bit about fourth quarter build too, but Rider fourth quarters aren't very heavy anymore anyway. So it's always just the movie stuff and a better look at the final form. Mechas do a lot better than role-playing stuff, except for the Changer. The Changers are always usually beating out the mechas. Because they're the core of the toy line. But Lupin Ranger, Pato Ranger, the VSVs are the collectible. So unless you're going to include a VSV with the belt buckle, and that's kind of weird. I mean, you could have done that if it was going to be a very, very heavy collectible show. They probably could have included a VSV with the belt buckle, and then a VSV with the sword, and then one with the gun. That would be the standard way to do things. You know, the gun with red, the belt buckle with yellow, and the sword with blue, something like that. That would be very Gokaiger-esque, I guess. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to open up the toy line for collectability, which I think is smart. Yeah, exactly what they did with ToQger, except in ToQger, it was slightly different. It was more along the lines of what Q Ranger did, where you would get a different train with the belt buckle or etc. I'm not sure if a train came with a belt buckle. It's much easier on the wallet. Just for comparison, I've spent... The first quarter of Lupin Ranger Pato Ranger cost me about $400. The first quarter of Q Ranger cost me about $800, all said and done. I think the VS Changer is doing well in sales. Yeah, Shield Rusher did come with the belt buckle. You're right. That's right. I think the VS Change is doing pretty well. I would say that probably the machines are doing better, and the yellow stuff is selling out because of who is yellow. And then the last time I looked, the SH figures, both reds and then Lupin Yellow, were top sellers. So we have to see. It's going to take at least until the end of the quarter to know what actually sold well. But they usually post those numbers, like what are the 5 top selling toys in the boys brand, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, Sentai doesn't really do figures anymore, so SH figures and now the Soto figures are kind of what you get. So if you're choosing between those, you know. The Lupin Ranger things, if they're selling out more, it's because of Kudo Haruka. Yeah, personal weapons. I think the personal weapons are actually something that they're trying to phase out. Or at least keep them to series where they make sense. Yeah, the SH figs. Right there. This is one of, I mean, it's probably restocked at this time, but prior to the show, this was one of the hottest selling items. Put her back. I think they should hire an idol every series. Stinger was essentially an idol, and they hired him. Oh no, not figure arts. We don't have no more figure arts for Super Sentai. They get none. Figure arts, I feel like, are dying out too. I mean, I guess the Rider ones still sell pretty well. But now we're into Play Arts Kai. And now we're getting Bring Arts. The Kingdom Hearts figures are starting to move into Bring Arts. And I'm sure there will be other Bring Arts. I think eventually figure arts are going to phase out for everybody. Which is going to suck for people collecting them. But I think the scale for the Bring Arts and the Play Arts Kai are sort of the same. So it won't be that bad. Yeah, I think there's too many pieces for it to sell as well as it does. Or as well as it should, rather. Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I'm excited. We're still getting the same writing team. I mean, they did better in the last episode of Ninja Steel, so I don't know. I am hopefully optimistic about Power Morphers, Beast Morphers. It's the forms, and it's just the little pieces. Figure Arts has a lot of pieces, and you're essentially buying. If you don't keep the boxes, you have to keep the boxes with Figure Arts. Or else you have bags and bags of fists and little tiny weapons. So you got to keep the boxes. And for a Japanese household, there's only so much room. So at a certain point, you get sick of trying to find room for things. Like I have all my Figure Arts now stored in a box because I don't have place for them. Do I think they're going to phase out weapons for Kamen Rider? No. I think it's different for Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Because the Kamen Rider weapon, like the main weapon, is sort of an important tool for the Kamen Rider, and I think in Super Sentai the personal weapon has become less important. You know, when was the last time we got it? Kyoryuger had one, Shinkenger had one, but those toys were crappy, besides Rekka Daizanto. Tokyuger had them. Those toys were also kind of iffy. Yamato had his sword, but that's I felt like that was more of a callback to Go Ranger because it was an anniversary show. Q Ranger played with the idea a little bit by making the sidearm a personal weapon, which I liked. I think we're probably going to see more of that in the future. Or, you know, they could surprise me. Next year, they could have personal weapons again. They're always very small. That's the problem. They're very small, and yet they take up space. And they don't do much besides take up space. And they had to do that. I mean, I have personal weapons for Hurricaneger and SPD back there, and SPD, Decker Ranger, and Ranger, and I mean, they take up a lot of space. You know, they're not, it's not the same as having a mecha, which is why I'm actually glad that this year we're getting some experimentation. The 6th Ranger robot is actually his changer. So you're buying a changer and you're buying a robot, which means you can pose it as a robot and it doesn't have to awkwardly sit on the side as a changer. So stuff like that we're probably going to see more often, I think, in the coming years. You know, toys that are going to do double duty. GoodStriker is kind of the same thing. I feel like we could probably see him as a cannon for the final combination. He is the team cannon in a way. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm okay buying stuff if it's cool, but the you know, the space is fleeting. And at a certain point, the roleplay items, for me at least, the roleplay items are the first things to get put in the box and stored. And they don't do well in storage. I've had a couple of my Kamen Rider weapons just kind of phase themselves out in storage. The plastic doesn't do well. You know, unless you're putting them in airtight containers and that kind of thing, which I don't have the money to do. I think that's the idea. I don't know if it's necessarily higher quality, because like the Lupin sword is pretty dinky. It's cool looking. Right. But I would rather have a toy that is either small enough. We're talking about weapons. It's either small enough where it doesn't take up so much room, or it's really, really, really cool. Lupin Ranger's given us both of that. The Megaphone and the Lupin Sword are really tiny and dinky, but they're cool. And the VS Changer is the center of the toy line, and I love the VS Changer. I think it's probably one of my favorite changers in a long time. You know, it depends. You kind of have to look at it from the viewpoint of a Japanese customer, because this is who these toys are for. Kids, really Japanese kids. So a kid doesn't really care about space, but a kid's parent is going to care about space. If you're releasing something that can't fit in the house, it's not going to get bought. Which is why the big giant mecha always surprise me when they come out. Even though those have also gotten smaller. Orion Battler isn't as big as something like Saidaio from Geki Ranger, right? I mean, they're essentially the same idea. Saidaio has a little bit more combinability, but they're the same idea. And Saidaio is, I'm looking at him right now. I guess they're about the same. I mean, Saidaio's probably a little bit bigger, but they're in the same weight class at least. And Orion Battler is slimmer. He's made to fit into a modern Japanese home. No, we don't. I mean, I think the last one they tried was Lion Hao in Ninja. That's definitely why the Juo mecha are smaller. Lion Hao is a beast. Let's see if we can tilt up and find him. He's over there. He's way up there, way up yonder. Lion Hao doesn't fit anywhere. Oh, I don't even get the size of the Lion Fire Fortress. I don't get that at all. But you gotta think of it in that terms, especially when it comes to Tokyo. Space is a premium, and you pay for it. So some of these kids, they can't, even if they can afford the toys, they don't have any place to put them. So Bandai has to be really creative in their tact. Yeah, I'm not a fan of an action figure playset. And I think the combination with the Megazord looks absolutely silly. But the Bandai Japan has to really be careful with their playability, just because there's not enough room. Cluster Gatai is a different story, because it's not as imposing as something that is always gigantic. It just becomes gigantic. I think the problem, yeah, you can store them all as one, and also if you wanted to, you can take them apart and put them away separately. So I think we'll see it again. I just think Japanese companies have this attitude where they are always approaching perfection. I think Engine OG-12, as much as people kind of criticized it for being silly, it's a perfect design because every item on the robots gets used in the combo, and it's also a lot of fun, and kids really like them. So once you hit perfect, or at least as perfect as you can go, there's nowhere in a Japanese company's mind. There's nowhere to go. You have to always be approaching perfection. So I don't know that they want to do another Cluster Gatai, because I feel like maybe it's too much of a retread. I think eventually we'll see it. It's probably not going to be this year, unless, I mean, it won't be a Cluster Gatai. I could see something similar to the O-Ranger carrier formation. If we're going to get GoodStriker, let's say, as a final canon. We don't know what the future third quarter stuff looks like. If the robots are similar to the two robots we're getting now, then higher combinations are probably not going to happen, and maybe we're looking at something more Magi-Ranger in design. Yeah, but I mean, it depends on what your definition of a cluster is, right? Like Tokyo Rainbow. I'm stuttering and tired. I'm sorry, guys. Tokyo Rainbow is sort of a Cluster Gatai, but he's not. I could see something like that as well, where all the VS vehicles sort of plug in to this big robot, and then maybe the cores kind of float around and do something while that's happening. I could see that. We only have, 6 VS vehicles, and then 4 main auxiliaries so far. That's not a lot. I don't think the lights... See you, Mario? The mini VSVs, I don't think they're going to be included in any kind of Super Gatai anyway. Unless one of them is like a helmet or something. Ranger style. So, I feel like we could get something by the end of the year. It's just going to be probably a little different than what we've seen before. And I think they're also holding off because of the way that the story's progressing. You know, the minute that we have a combined mecha, it's no longer Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. It's just Lupin Ranger and Pato Ranger. And I feel like we're due for a series where the Ranger versus Ranger stuff at least maintains, 25 episodes, 30 episodes. And then they can team up and, the show's not going to be renamed, but they could probably rename, call themselves something different. We'll see. Alrighty, guys. I am zoning out. I got to watch my DC shows, or DC show, and I got to get things in order in my room. So this is going to be it for me. I appreciate everybody watching me fumble around and play with new toys with my large egg-shaped head. And that's it. From New York. Later, guys. And we'll do this again once I get the Cyclone and Biker VS vehicles. Later. Have a good night. And as always, you can hit me on @TheRealMattHunt on Twitter if you have any questions of any kind. I am always available for answering stuff and helping people with toy buying information, that kind of stuff. So, later.